The atmosphere around Stamford Bridge right now is a cocktail of emotions, part excitement, part anxiety. On one hand, Chelsea are closing in on a high-profile transfer target. On the other, a serious injury to a key player has thrown a spanner in the works, leaving Enzo Maresca and the club's hierarchy facing a tricky puzzle to solve. Manchester United have made their stance crystal clear on Alejandro Garnacho. If Chelsea want him, they'll have to pay £50 million. That figure is £10 million more than the Blues' initial offer. Yet there's a quiet confidence in West London that they hold the upper hand when it comes to the player's own wishes. Garnacho's relationship with United boss Ruben Amorim has deteriorated rapidly. Left out of the Portuguese manager's plans and even dropped from the squad for last May's Europa League final, the 21-year-old looks ready for a clean break. All signs point to Stamford Bridge as his preferred destination. So much so that Chelsea believe he'll reject all other approaches, even from Serie A. That belief has given them the patience to drag negotiations toward terms that favor them. In fact, this deal was on the verge of completion back in January. Garnacho was convinced an agreement was close, but when it collapsed, the feeling of destiny between him and Chelsea never faded. The Blues have been tracking him for 2 transfer windows, conducting all the background checks and remote medical assessments needed, ready for the day he finally walks through the doors at Cobham. On the flip side, Manchester United are feeling the financial squeeze. Having splashed more than £200 million this summer on Benjamin Šeško, Matheus Cunha, and Brian Mbeumo, they need to balance the books and stay within financial regulations. That means selling players who no longer fit the plan. Garnacho, still only 21 and brimming with potential, is arguably their most valuable asset. United would love a bidding war, but so far Chelsea are the only destination the winger seems willing to consider. That's why transfer insiders believe the Blues may wait until the final days of the window, hoping United soften their stance. There's also good news for Chelsea on the outgoing side of the market. As is tradition, the summer clear-out has been lucrative, bringing in around £175 million from the sales of Noni Madueke, João Felix, George Petrovic, and Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. That gives them the financial muscle to meet United's asking price if they really have to. Still, Chelsea are standing firm on their own valuation, which remains below United's £50 million demand. And if, for whatever reason, the deal collapses again, the Blues already have a plan B in place: Xavi Simons. In fact, they'd rather spend £60 million on the Dutchman than pay a premium for a player United seem desperate to offload. Even though he joined Manchester United's post-season tour of Asia, Alejandro Garnacho's body language told a different story: distant, detached, and hardly blending in with the squad. By the time United headed to the United States for their 3-match tour, he was left out entirely, officially delaying his return to training while awaiting a transfer. In Chicago, when Ruben Amorim was asked about the situation, the Portuguese manager didn't hide behind cliches. Alejandro Garnacho is a really talented boy, but sometimes things don't work out. You cannot explain specifically what it is. It's clear he wants a different thing with a different leadership. Transfer guru Fabrizio Romano has only strengthened the belief that the 21-year-old is destined for blue. According to Romano, Garnacho has already agreed every detail of his personal terms with Chelsea. The player's side is done. He only wants Chelsea. Talks with Manchester United over the fee are expected soon. On the personal front, this transfer is as good as sealed. The only hurdle left is for the 2 clubs to find common ground on the price. But just as Stamford Bridge began to buzz with anticipation over this potential coup, a gut-wrenching blow struck. Levi Colwill, one of Chelsea's brightest homegrown talents, tore his anterior cruciate ligament during the very first preseason training session. It's the kind of injury that sidelines players for 6 to 9 months, effectively wiping out his 2025-26 campaign. And this was supposed to be the season where the 22-year-old truly hit the next level after a stellar breakthrough. Under Enzo Maresca last term, Colwill was indispensable, starting 35 Premier League matches, offering rock-solid defending and calm, composed ball progression from the back. Losing him now leaves a gaping hole. Naturally, many assumed Chelsea would dive straight into the transfer market for a replacement. But according to sources close to the club, there's no urgent plan to sign a new centre-back, at least not before January. One reason? Renato Veiga. The Portuguese left-footer was close to joining Atletico Madrid earlier this summer, but that move has all but collapsed, and suddenly, that's good news for Chelsea. At 22, Veiga can operate as both a centre-back and a left-back. After joining 6 months ago, he was loaned to Juventus in January to hone his defensive skills in a league renowned for its tactical and physical demands. Now, his presence offers Maresca a ready-made internal solution to weather the storm without rushing into a costly signing. In reality, Enzo Maresca still has options at centre-back. New signing Jorel Hato, Tosin Adarabioyo, Benoit Badiashile, Trevoh Chalobah, and Josh Achiampong. On paper, the numbers are there, but everyone knows replacing Levi Colwill is no ordinary task. This isn't just about swapping one player for another. It's about replacing a unique skill set and a leadership role carefully built over the course of last season. What makes Colwill's absence even harder to swallow is the cruel irony football so often serves up. Just 2 weeks ago, he was talking about challenging for the Premier League title and counting down the days to his long-awaited Champions League debut with the boyhood club he loves. To fans, Colwill isn't just a top talent, he's a rare good boy in modern football. The kind who funded a new academy for his old club, Sholing FC, and organized training sessions for kids in Trinidad and Tobago. So when the game robs a player like that with a season-crushing injury, the sense of loss cuts that much deeper. Last season, Colwill was the cornerstone of Maresca's back line. Defensively, his reading of the game kept improving, snuffing out danger before it had the chance to develop. He partnered with a range of centre-backs, Wesley Fofana, Tosin, Chalobah, each with different styles, and adapted to make every pairing work. But he wasn't just a defender. In Maresca's patient build-up play, Colwill was the spark from deep. His line-breaking passes gave Chelsea a direct attacking option, especially against low blocks. The high point? A pinpoint assist for Cole Palmer in the Club World Cup final that helped the Blues beat PSG. Calm under pressure, unfazed by opposition pressing, it's no wonder he's one of the most valuable centre-backs in the league. So, what now for Chelsea's defense? Tosin and Chalobah have both improved, but can they sustain the consistency required of a first-choice centre-back over a long season? Badiashile arrived from Monaco with a big reputation, but has yet to truly deliver, struggling with form and fitness. Fofana is arguably the most gifted of the lot, but his injury history prevents him from being a reliable mainstay. Hato, the new arrival, shares some similarities with Colwill. Left-footed, composed, technically strong, but he's shorter, quicker, and still just 19. Throwing a teenager into the heart of a Premier League defense is a bold, risky call. Achiampong is also only 19 and has mostly played at right back. Moving him into the middle would require a significant adjustment period. Colwill's injury has brutally exposed a long-standing problem: Chelsea's lack of defensive depth. Without a like-for-like replacement, Maresca faces one of his toughest challenges yet. Will the Italian tactician tweak his style to suit the current reality, or will he double down on his philosophy and trust the squad to adapt? We won't have to wait long to find out. The answers will come soon enough when the season kicks off.